We were supposed to do a lot of different things together. Watch our kids in college. Watch him walk his daughter down the aisle.
When he looks at you, he just looks right through you. January 26, 2017 is when the neuropsych doctor said, your husband has frontal temporal dementia. When you think of your husband not being able to drive your children's carpool or drive to their soccer games, that was really devastating.
What do you feel like you're missing out on because of the dementia?
Just talking to people, yeah.
And why is talking so much harder now?
It's tough.
I know he wants to say more. He wants to say a lot more.
Dementia is a whole spectrum, and there are lots of different types of dementia, and it is incredibly common. It is increasing because people are living longer, and literally half of the people over the age of 80 are going to have some form of dementia.
You tell them about your job?
I worked at MHI for
37 years?
Yep. Psychiatric aide.
He was a psychiatric aide at a mental health hospital. He didn't quite fit the standards of what some typical Alzheimer's patients show for symptoms, and so that was part of the challenge, trying to find a place for him to live when we didn't have an official diagnosis.
Sometimes it takes years before symptoms are obvious enough or severe enough that they require a diagnosis. It is important in terms of diagnosing because the interventions that you do that are non-medical turn out to be incredibly important in how well people function and how long they stay at home.
Sit down right here, in this chair. Right here in this chair. All right. Ta-da!
What you learn over time is that people that develop isolation and lack of community develop loneliness. They become depressed. They do worse medically. Literally, their lifespan is shortened.
Take a little spin in the car, okay? Come on, Alex, let's go, buddy. Since so much of what we used to do, we can't do anymore, I made a conscious purchase a couple of years ago and bought a old 67 Mustang and rebuilt it. When we get in the car, every day we can, take a little, I call them therapy drives. If there was a place that caregivers knew for sure they could get some overnight respite, a day or two, just take her there, drop her off for a night where she felt comfortable and safe. I think that would be something that would be wonderful.
I was pretty devastated. We got the news on a Friday, and I think I cried for 3 days straight.
What did she say?
Who's the handsome guy next to you?
I don't know. He just came with us. That's my husband.
Yeah. Remember my name?
Fred.
No.
I don't remember now that you said that.
Steve?
Yes.
Yeah. We've had 3 occurrences where he had no recollection of who I was. And that was the most scariest.
The visits with families and patients with dementia become less about the medicine part of it and more about how do we maintain some normalcy and dignity in their lives.
Me being trained as a social worker, I feel like I came into it with a lot of knowledge and I was still pretty inept at navigating through this system. And so things like the Medicaid system and filing paperwork and legal paperwork and pretty much was all left up to me. Like you said, the average daughter, the average person, I couldn't even imagine.
I just know it'll be devastating. To see his decline.
It would be very, very helpful to get as many volunteers to come and spend time with these patients to give them the quality of life and give them purpose, because that's the one thing. You just got to wake up every day and have a purpose.
In terms of being prepared for this, I think we're intellectually well prepared, but from a resource standpoint, we're just getting started. And we're ahead of the game. I think a lot of systems around the country are just starting to ask this question, don't have a plan in place. So I think we're well prepared, but there's a lot of work that we need to do to be prepared for what's 5 and 10 years from now.